Day 3 of MLP by Margaritaville, Daytona Beach. Plenty on the line today. Chad Edwards joining me in the booth. Brandon Insect Pong.
Great to be here today. It is another beautiful day at MLP. We've had some exciting matches the last few days, and I think this one will be no other than that.
So, an interesting pool here in Pool B. All 4 teams at 1-1. Las Vegas Night Owls going down 4-0 to the New York Hustlers early yesterday morning, but then coming back and beating the SoCal Hard 8s in a Dream Breaker 3-2. And then for the 5's, losing a tough one to the SoCal Hard 8s in the Dream Breaker, and then coming out yesterday afternoon and beating the New York Hustlers, this time in the Dream Breaker. So this is going to be an interesting matchup, Brandon, sorry. What are you going to be looking at firstly for the Las Vegas Night Owls?
Yeah, for Las Vegas Night Owls, I'm going to check the mental state because yesterday, as you mentioned, they lost the first match of the day in 4 straight games to New York Hustlers. Then they come back and they show some mental fortitude to come back and beat the Hard 8s in a Dream Breaker. I'm curious to see how hungry they are in this particular matchup. They have the tools. Dekel was playing out of his mind yesterday. Can he continue that? And can they be stable enough from the right side to actually make a difference in this game?
So the 4-0 point score was a little deceiving for the Las Vegas Night Owls as well. Early on, Kyle Yates ran past me when I was over in the players tent. They lost 2 tough ones. I think they were up 2016 and 2014 and ended up losing because of that freeze. So it'll be interesting to see how they come out with this one. They've definitely got to put the pressure to the 5's. What are you going to be looking at for the 5's to come out here and kind of make some adjustments from yesterday?
Yeah, so for the 5's, my X factor is Hayden Patriquin. We know what we're going to get with Leigh Waters, arguably the #1 female in the game. Leigh Jansen has been playing out of her mind as well, and Ignatowich has been on a hot streak the past couple of months, seemingly getting a medal in every tournament that he signs up for. So Hayden Patriquin right now is actually the #1 player on the player standings based on point win percentage and how he's played. If he can keep that up, I think the 5's have an opportunity to win this match and really advance to the knockout stage, especially the way that Group A is looking right now.
So we're getting set here for our women's doubles matchup. We've got Vivienne David and Lauren Stratman for the Las Vegas Night Owls, and then obviously Leigh Waters and Leigh Jansen for the 5's. Las Vegas Night Owls, the home team.
Yeah, and I think for the 5's, this is a matchup they feel like they should win based on who they have on their side. And for the Night Owls, listen, they're going to come in confident as ever, but if they can steal this first game, that will definitely help for the momentum down the line in this match.
Well, we definitely see that this women's doubles point is extremely important. A good ball there from David.
Great defense early on. I think all of these ladies here are coming out aggressive.
That ball just wide. Interesting to see David playing on the left, arguably one of the best right side females in the game. Yeah, you can't give that ball to Leigh Waters.
Yeah, and I think, Chad, to your point, with Vivienne David playing on the left, they had some trouble there in their previous match yesterday where they were trying to figure out what's the best lineup for David and Stratman.
Oh, just wide. David trying to sneak that one down the line on the forehand side of Annalie Waters.
Yeah, they want David to be aggressive, why they have her on that left side, and she's going to be taking some chances in this game.
That ball landing just in. Waters all over the court early. Going to apply that pressure as much as she can. 5's up 4-1. That's a good spot.
Yeah, I think David likes that spot as well, but she was a little shocked the ball came there with that amount of pace. Oh, that ball just a little bit short there.
Yeah, it looked like it clipped the crank housing on the net there as Jansen tried to get that one back around the post. So both Waters and Jansen thought that ball was going to be sailing way deep, but I guess that's a time where the edge guard works.
Yeah, I think a benefit of the miss hit there from Stratman. They'll take all they can get here.
Yeah, good spot there from Stratman and a good setup, pulling out wide, then going middle.
Yeah, and I do like the versatility of the Night Owls. You see David back on the right side now. They're trying to figure out what works for them in each matchup. It's an advantage I think they have.
That's a good drive by David. I'd like to see her crash or come up after that drive. She kind of stayed at the baseline, got pinned back. That ball just wide off the paddle of Jansen.
Yeah, all the ladies on the court here are very comfortable at the baseline. You can see it there. Jansen just misread that last ball getting into that short corner.
Good step across from Stratman. Jansen tried to disguise the speed up, but she was all over it.
Stratman loves to play fast. She likes to crank the ball any chance she can get, so that plays right into her hands. Oh, you saw a one-hand backhand there by Leigh Jansen. I just love how all of these players are adding things to their game seemingly every week.
Oh, trouble. Little shake and bake there from Jansen and Waters.
Interesting that most people shake and bake and the forehand comes into play, but with Annalie, you're worried about the backhand.
I mean, she's so versatile, right? She's got power on the backhand side, the forehand side, but also just her ability, what comes with young legs, right? But her ability to cover so much court. Yeah, better ball there from Stratman.
And for them, I mean, listen, there's not a ton of budget here in rally scoring, but they'll factor that piece in because Annalie was aggressive and Leigh had the drive. They like that combination.
David visibly frustrated with herself on that one. Didn't quite get enough on that punch.
Yeah, I want to see the Night Owls really play aggressive. I want them to play almost some chaotic pickleball here.
Oh, tough one to pick up for Jansen.
Yeah, I just think like if they're, seemingly waiting for Leigh and Annalie to dictate the pace, it's not going to bode well over the long haul of the game. So I'd like to see them take some chances, even if it doesn't always work out.
Yeah, I like the attack from Stratman there, but she was a little off balance. 5's going into the end change up 11-8. Small margin here. The Night Owls have done a good job of keeping it relatively close. What do you think they have to do here on the end change just to try to close that gap a little bit more?
Yeah, I think, you know, it's easy to say play chaotic pickleball or play more aggressive, right? And what you don't want to do is have mistakes, especially against a team like Leigh, Jansen, and Leigh, who are going to play relatively clean for the most part of the game. But I think what they can do is pick their spots a little bit better when it comes to attacking, and they've got to rely on the great hands of Vivienne and David. So if Lauren Stratman can speed up balls, maybe cross-court there to Leigh Jansen, or Lauren Stratman, excuse me, speed it up to Leigh Jansen cross-court, that's going to feed right into Vivienne and David, and I think that's a combination they can thrive in this setup.
Yeah, some controlled aggression. And we talk about that term a lot, especially on the men's side, because you got so many guys that are infusing that power into it. But if it's just chaotic, then balls start spraying. Definitely have to pick your spots. But, yeah, the game is much more aggressive now. Seemingly simple ball right there, but
listen, they'll take freebies every chance they can get. That's, you know, it's a side chain. Sometimes the view is different.
No, that's not the right spot for Stratman. She'd push Jansen all the way off the court. Waters will give you that line, make you think there's a hole, but as you saw right there, no hole to be found.
Yeah, one of the relatively easier putaways for Leigh.
Well, Stratman can't miss that one.
Yeah, but yeah, if they can stay in that little triangle there where Stratman's speeding up cross court to Jansen, Jansen's potentially coming forward to David, you can have some success.
Good spot there from Stratman, and that's the attack you want to see, right?
Yeah, and I think the other part that we didn't mention is from a confidence standpoint. Lauren Stratman is a fiery player, but sometimes there's some peaks, there's some valleys in there within the game. If she can stay at her peak here, it would be deadly.
Jansen feeling a little bit of the pressure here, and that was good pressure from Stratman and David, really pinching her in the corner. So the lead cut down to 2 now. Untimely missed third shot into the net.
Yeah, both teams have found the person they want to isolate. It's Jansen for the Night Owls, and it's Stratman for the 5's.
Good hands by David and Stratman, but Waters proving just too strong in that situation. Yeah, better spot. So Stratman trying to speed up down the line there again, but this time she went lower.
Yeah, both of them were in the middle of the court, and then she sped up semi-cross court to Waters' forehand. Kind of jammed her up a little bit.
Oh, patience. What hands by David in the middle of that exchange, though.
Insane defense. I'd like to see that last ball sped up a little bit cross court as opposed to down the line. I think it's a reason she missed it. She saw Leigh right in front of her. Stratman got everything she wanted on that play, just did not finish, as the Night Owls are going to take a second to think about this.
Yeah, so the Night Owls down by 5. New Jersey, they've had some ups and downs, but the difference being is when they've had a missed shot or an error, it's 1 or 2 maximum, and then they've made their adjustment. With Las Vegas, their runs of 3 and 4 is making it much more difficult to close that gap.
Yeah, and I'd like to see them settle in on a strategy. We've talked about different ways that they can kind of find some room in this game, but we're seeing different strategies. We saw Stratman try to speed up down the line to Waters. We saw her go with softballs cross court. Interesting to figure out which one they're going to settle in with, because right now they're down 5, right? They got to make a decision to see if they can get back into this game and get some momentum for game 2.
Yeah, and I like the attempts that Stratman has made. It's just at times she's gotten a little too big, trying to do too much and catching that ball late, and she's missing down into the net.
And that's the last thing you want out of a timeout.
Yeah, the 5's sensing a little bit of frustration coming out of Stratman. So, they've got that. Huh? So, downside of commentating right next to the court is that the players can hear everything that you say.
Hey, it may have fired her up. Listen, they got an error right there. Let's see how she responds. She's a strong, resilient individual.
Yeah, better job there from Stratman. And that's the difference, right? Short, compact swing out in front. You take that ball early, you get it down. Bigger swing, catch it late, you're flirting with the net.
And cross court again. I like that setup.
Oh, just wide.
It's a really good lead by Jansen, as she could have cracked that ball back if she wanted to. That ball ends up 4 inches out.
So the 5's frozen at 20. Jansen coming up on that one just a little too much.
Maybe some opportunity here for the Night Owls.
So another error there from Jansen. The Night Owls are going to continue with rally scoring until they get to 18. The 5's frozen at 20 on side out scoring. Good timeout here from the 5's.
Very good timeout for the 5's. I think that speaks to the experience on their bench. You've got Leigh Waters, who is a great professional player in her own sense and also a professional coach as well. I think they're sensing that, look, we lost the last 2 points. Leigh Jansen just made some errors she doesn't typically make, and so they're looking for her to rebound off of that, off of this run here from the Night Owls.
Yeah, this is certainly a situation where the Night Owls want to feed off it. And after this timeout, I honestly think they just really put the pressure on Jansen, even to the fact where Waters is coming all the way over, trying to potentially take some of those balls, and then it opens up going back behind.
Hey, but we got to give you credit for this 2-point run. I mean, you sparked some inspiration in Lauren Stratman.
Apparently,
and look how she's responded.
I lit a fire under Lauren Stratman. Oh, a little unlucky with the net cord there off of the drive from Stratman, but a good adjustment.
Yeah, great focus by Jansen there. Oh, that is such a great ball there by Anna Leigh Waters. The pace on this ball.
And David saw it, couldn't do anything with it, and that lands a foot inside the baseline. So the 5's taking the women's doubles point, 21-16. Night Owls need to answer here in men's doubles. We're going to mute our mics here for a little bit, and we'll return for the men's doubles action here at MLP Daytona right after this. So we're all set to get underway here for the men's doubles matchup between the Las Vegas Night Owls and the New Jersey 5's. Dekel Carl Yates for the Night Owls, taking on James Ignatowich and Hayden Patriquin for the 5's. Brandon, thoughts on what the New Jersey Night Owls need to do in this one?
Yeah, they need to continue the momentum they had from the late match yesterday. Dekel was on fire. He was playing with pace. He was moving well, bouncing around. I think he had 5 earnings within the last game that he played. He ended up winning it for his team in the Dream Breaker on his shot. So if he can carry on that confidence and momentum into this one, I think that will definitely help them play well and potentially win this game.
And what about on the flip side for the 5's? You'd mentioned Patriquin and how important of a role that he's played in their matches.
Yeah, listen, for Patriquin right now, he is on the player standings, he's the #1 player. Like, if you go to the site, you look at win percentage, you look at how he's playing, and he's playing with the guy in James Ignatowich, who has been one of the hottest players in the last 2 months. So I look for him to carry that confidence and momentum into this game as well. What a block by Patriquin.
What?
Wow.
Hands by Patriquin right there on what seemed like a put away off of the Yates overhead.
Crazy defense to start this game. Yates calling that ball just wide.
Well, we're gonna have a challenge early on. Not sure if either Yates or Bar fully saw that ball, but it was more so the angle that Ignatowich created off of the semi-scorpion.
Yeah, I think Yates, the Night Owls back down from the challenge now.
No challenge.
They agree that ball's in.
You're 2 points in.
I think the bench got to him also, but it could matter. It's rally.
Good drive there from Ignatowich.
And he's starting to chirp early.
Yeah, I think Yates has to do more with that fourth ball. He kind of just cut at it, and it sat up again for Ignatowich.
Ignatowich will be looking to attack a lot of things from the midcourt. He is a great singles player.
Better return there. So the Night Owls on the board. I didn't even see what happened with that ball other than it hit Ignatowich.
I think they are happy that ball
straight off the tape. That's what it was.
It was coming at about 90 miles an hour.
Mach 10. Yeah. So I'm okay with that from Bar. I think he plays his best when he is aggressive, when he's moving, when he's active. He gets into trouble when he gets a little stagnant. His feet get wide.
Yeah, and that's what Patriquin's been doing this tournament, is creating his own offense. You see here on the right side as he waits for this dink a little bit high and then fires it down the line at Bar.
Oh, and a good step-in drive there from Patriquin.
I mean, Patriquin, what, is probably about 5'6", with the heart of a guy that's 6'5".
I wasn't going to mention he's hot, but you know what? At times it's an advantage. Oh, Yates missing that one. You talk about these tall guys and how much of a reach they have. Somebody like Patriquin, right? He's taking balls that are potentially below the knees of everybody else, and he can still drive that ball well. Good spot from Ignatowich. Yates getting jammed up on both sides, forehand and backhand here. Ignatowich just coming across the body.
And the 5s are really the ones applying pressure right now. The Night Owls a little bit on their heels. Wow.
All wrist.
As he mentions to the bench, that's pretty easy. Don't worry about that. Look at this ball. Top spin. We did say he's #1 in the standings right now. There's a reason for that.
That one sitting up just a little high. Bar stepping over and putting that one away. So 7-point deficit here for the Night Owls to try to make up. And that doesn't help. So the 5s in control here, up 11-3 at the end change. What do the Night Owls have to do here to kind of slow this momentum and deflate some of the intensity coming out of the 5 side?
I think for the Night Owls, they felt that they can come into this game and wait for a few different balls that they like and then start attacking and create off of that. What we've seen from the 5s is the 5s aren't waiting around. It's 1-2 balls, and they're looking for an attacking position. So for the Night Owls, I think they're going to have to make that decision a little earlier than maybe they plan to, because if not, they're going to continue to be on their heels in this game.
Well, certainly no changes needed on the 5 side.
And I think that was a big point at the changeover. The fact that they change over at 11-3 as opposed to 10-5 or 10-6 and get a little momentum for the Night Owls was huge. So although it was a missed serve by Barr, which he factors in the budget because it does get him short returns, I think that was a crucial one at that time, and be interested to see how they respond here.
Yeah, good ball there from Yates. Not as much power, opting for the spin and angle.
Yeah, from a shot selection standpoint, he is one of the best. Great ball.
That ball sitting up too high there from Yates. Didn't quite get the grab off of the paddle he was looking for. Tough one.
Yeah, Barr looking to be aggressive. That's Ernie that he's hit 9 times out of 10, but Patriquin knows that as well and kept that ball so short.
Yeah, good deep return there from Barr off of a good serve from Ignatowich. I was almost going to question Barr not driving that one, but the floater kind of created some miscommunication.
Yeah, benefited from the confusion there. That ball was a put-away one.
A tough ball there for Yates to try to speed up down the line. That ball was already behind him from the aggression off of that wide ball.
Yeah, high risk, low reward, but we saw better communication from the 5s on that point.
Yeah, that's trouble. Not many balls come back off of a Dekel bar overhead.
As we saw in warm-ups, he can hit the ball pretty hard.
I like the quick flick from Patriquin, but just came up too flat.
Yeah, and he hesitated. You heard Ignatowich say yours just before that ball was trending down.
Good hands from Ignatowich with the counter punch. A good ball from Yates.
I'd like to see Barr drive that third shot towards Patriquin's area and not towards Ignatowich. Ignatowich handling those very well.
Good composure there from Patriquin. It's somewhat daunting when you see Dekel bar jumping over the corner of that kitchen.
At 2 times, he's created a shallow ball, which didn't give Barr the Ernie attempt.
Oh, good adjustment for Yates off of that net ball. Very difficult to do right there with the change of eye levels and speed.
Patriquin had an opening there behind Barr, but it clips the net and gives Barr just enough time to see it finish with his backhand.
Another miss serve there from Barr. Night Owls have closed the gap a little bit, but 3 points, very difficult to swallow in rally scoring. Yeah, but frustrated with another ball popping up off the net. So the Night Owls are going to take a timeout here. Brandon, what do you think the discussion is during the timeout here for the Night Owls?
Yeah, I think for them, they are searching for what is the formula to generate some points against this team. I think they probably see that, hey, when we get to the kitchen line and we make the correct decision on speed ups that we want, we've seen some benefit from that. But I think the challenge is, and you saw that last ball by Barr, it clipped the tape. You have to make these attacks so low, because if they are high, they're coming down at your feet, and that margin is maybe, what, an inch and a half over the net. So it makes it very difficult. I think for them also, what they could just maybe try to move around the dinks on this in the rallies to see if they can get Patriquin out of position and then open up some lanes for Barr and go from there.
Yeah, it's definitely a daunting task when your window of opportunity is only a couple of inches. But like you said, if they can move them around and kind of create some of those dead dinks that just sit up, then it's a better ball to speed up rather than just trying to force the issue.
Great defense.
So right there, the Night Owls moving the ball around, created one pop-up from Patriquin, and then it kind of set the tone for the rest of the point.
They've got great hands as well. They can utilize those counters.
Ignatowich is kind of like, what's he thinking there? I've got that line covered all day long. And a lot of the times with these pros, right, they leave a hole wanting you to hit it there because they know they can cover it.
Yeah, you're right. I think there's so many pros in our game that probably would be good at fishing because they throw out some great bait out here. I'd be interested to see how they do.
Big overhead from Ignatowich, coming off of an excellent setup from Patriquin.
Not many people hit as heavy as an overhead as James Ignatowich, other than the man on the other side, which is Dekel Barr.
So game point here for the Fives, looking to go up 2-0. And just wide there off of the drive from Patriquin. The Fives are frozen. The Night Owls will continue in rally scoring.
Yeah, the men for the Night Owls in a similar position that the ladies were in their game.
Good hands from Ignatowich.
Hey, even though they're behind here 6, I think they got to think about, all right, first, how do we try to win this game and get as many points as possible? But then 2, one of us are going to be playing mixed doubles next. We've got to carry some momentum into that.
Yeah, good ball from Yates. So that's that kind of dead dink that just sits up, gives him plenty of opportunity.
Yeah, that one a little higher, able for him to attack as opposed to the ones he attacked a little bit low. Wow.
Oh, Patriquin Looked like Barr almost had him with that block volley, but somehow bringing it back from behind him and beating him down the line. So another game point here for the 5's. And there it is. James Ignatowich and Hayden Patriquin taking the men's doubles point for the 5's. 21-15.
Big win for the 5's there. They looked stellar in that. And honestly, I think they had the best game plan. They had a great strategy. It worked. And they executed beautifully.
So moving into mixed doubles, the 5's in a commanding position. But anything can happen with MLP. We've seen it the last couple of days with teams going in, winning the gender doubles, and then mixed doubles going the other way and ending up in that dream breaker. So as we wait for the teams to set their mixed doubles lineup, we're going to take a little bit of a break, and we will be right back after this at MLP by Margaritaville, Daytona Beach. Back here for game number 3 of this matchup between the Las Vegas Night Owls and the New Jersey 5's. Our mixed doubles lineups are set. First out for the Night Owls, Lauren Stratman and Kyle Yates. And for the 5's, Annalie Waters, Hayden Patriquin. 5's looking to close this one out. A good ball there from Stratman. Now the change from Mesa to Daytona. In Mesa, if a team got to 3-0, it just stopped. We stopped the match at that point, but here we're playing all 4 because games net and point differential count.
Yeah, I like it. More games for the fans, and it really makes it easier in the standings when you just play everything out.
A good hands from Patriquin. I like the speed up from Yates, but I think it had to be more into the body compared to that forehand side.
Yeah, and because of the eastern grip that Patriquin has, makes it easy to block those balls. Oh, great get by Waters.
Oh, Yates running Waters all over the court.
That's his patent combo right there. The push
Lob,
overhead
drop
defense,
shot.
yeah, and then drop the shot later on. It's a wow.
What? That ball was millimeters over the net.
Yeah, so I got to mention yesterday for the Night Owls, they had the same mixed team, and Kyle Yates was playing the best pickleball I think I've ever seen from him.
And Stratman catching that one late. She recognized it, but potentially not early enough.
Yeah, I think she got confused on what spot she wants to hit that to for Patriquin.
Ball just a little too high from Yates. Waters telling Patriquin to let it go, but he decided to hit it anyway. Turned out the right choice. Yeah, I like the move there from Stratman as far as taking a step to the right.
Yeah, allow Yates to have more room to roam, create. And also it helps her put pressure on Patriquin on that side there, as she just misses the return. Yates having a discussion with the referee there.
Yates trying to hold that backhand speed up as long as he could, holding it just a little too long. Oh, tough ball to get.
Yeah, just trickled over. The net giveth and the net taketh away.
Wynn knocked that one down from Yates.
Just really good anticipation by Patriquin there, as he didn't overcommit when he saw Yates have a wide angle and then takes the opening.
Another beautifully executed drop shot there from Kyle Yates.
Yeah, he holds the paddle up high, and it makes it look as if he's going to push that ball deep, and he's just really good at changing and disguising that drop.
Ooh, Waters, big swing, but getting on top of it down into the net. So the 5's and the Night Owls back to being all square here at 7.
Yeah, and Stratman's going to have to dial in that drive to help give them some chances here.
Let's serve. MLP rules. Replay of any let serve. Oh, excellent movement from Yates. All over the court there. Waters thought he had him beat down the line.
Such a great ball, and you see the finger wag at the end of it. See if they can use that here. Oh,
so, yeah, Stratman with a paddle change here, going back to a carbon from her Yola Soler.
Wow, what a get.
Good job there from Yates. Patriquin seemingly in control, pulling Yates out wide, but uses the offensive lob very effectively.
Yeah, you've got Waters sitting on that kitchen line there, and it's opening up that backside for Yates to throw the lob.
Good spot there from Patriquin.
Both teams looking to get to the changeover on their terms. Oh, the lob from Stratman.
Oh, excellently executed. Offensive lob out of the air. Sometimes very difficult to pick up.
To be able to change paddles, find the touch, and hit a lob, it's pretty high-level stuff.
Oh, Stratman again. Just a little too big on the take back.
Yeah, I think she's got to understand that that's a two-ball combo. I think she's really wanting to put that first one away.
Too good from Patriquin, recognizing the speed up, getting on top of it. And the 5's going into the end change for the third time up. This time a little bit closer, 11-10. But it's been a good job from the Night Owls to keep this one close. They came out hot, got down a little bit of a lead, then the 5's fought their way back. Night Owls brought it back close again. Well, we're actually back in front, but lost the last 2 points. Anything you would change for the Night Owls going into this one?
You know, I don't think any changes needed other than you don't want to have any of the unforced errors. You've had Stratman make a couple of those, 1 or 2 from Yates. We saw the paddle change by Stratman there. I think with all things considered, the Night Owls are playing very well to have those elements affect them and only be down 1. I think this is a crucial time for the 5's. They are on watch. They need to win this game.
So Patriquin to serve. 5's up 11-10. That is a big running forehand from Leigh Waters right there to set up Patriquin for the finish.
I mean, that was heavy. Cross court while moving forward.
Oh, and again. So Leigh Waters making the decision to come out and be even more aggressive after the end change.
Yeah, she's taking out the do-it-yourself kid here, and she's firing on all cylinders, literally.
Yeah, you see her stepping over in the middle as soon as Patriquin serves. Yeah,
you can clearly see what they talked about on the bench. Get more aggressive. Let's go out and take this thing.
A good reach in and good flick from Patriquin. Wow, all power, all precision from the 5s right now.
What a combo by Patriquin. As you see here, he takes the two-hand backhand down the line, slides to his right, and puts it away. And Annalee's like, that's my partner. Wow.
Stop it.
Oh, my God.
Stop it. Annalee Waters and Hayden Patriquin both firing on all cylinders right now. The Night Owls taking another timeout, kind of walking to the sideline here like, what do we have to do?
Perfect timeout there for the Night Owls. I think what happened on that changeover, the 5s raised their level to another gear, and the Night Owls are talking about, hey, how do we get to that gear as well? We have it. We've got to go there now because this is a crucial one.
I think the biggest thing for the Night Owls right here, they have to try to keep the ball away from the middle of the court, giving Waters and Patriquin the opportunity to step in and be aggressive and take control. Even the returns, the serves, you got to just push everything out to try to open up the middle again. But
yeah, you're absolutely right. And if I had to pick a side, I like the outside of Annalee's forehand, because if she does speed that ball up, you've got Yates' two-hand backhand that's right there ready to handle it.
so the lead out to 5 for the New Jersey 5s. A better ball there from Yates. Pulled Patriquin out wide, forcing him to speed up over the high part of the net.
It's just the strategy you talked about. We may have to turn our mics down. They heard us. Two-point run here.
Oh,
wow.
What an angle and pace from Patriquin. And that's one of the biggest things, I think, in the last 18 months or so is how many players are now adding that two-hand backhand roll up at the kitchen line.
So many options when you go to the two-hand backhand.
Oof.
Waters had ill intentions for that ball right there.
Lauren Stratman dodging a literal bullet. Off-pace serve. Doesn't give Waters any help getting that one back over the net with the slower serve there from Stratman. Oh, that's such a good shot from Waters. Just slicing across the body and misdirecting down the line.
Yeah, I mean, as she sliced it, she moved to her left, forced Yates to hold, and that's just a beautiful ball.
I think I've seen you hit that same shot.
Oh, man, they're starting to roll again here. That's 2 consecutive winners. You see this one by Patriquin here. So he just blocks it right back in the middle of the court.
Excellent job from Patriquin, stepping over and taking control of the middle of the court, recognizing that Waters was going to be on a back foot after that lob. And that brings up game point here for the Fives.
Wow.
And an impressive display of pickleball there from the Fives. The Fives almost definitely securing themselves a spot into the playoffs with that win there. Now, yes, we are going to play the fourth and final mixed doubles match here, but the Fives securing the win, going up 3-0.
Yeah, great play by them, and I thought that was obviously a crucial one for both teams, but love the way that Patriquin and Waters were able to fight. And each margin of these games has been about 5 or 6, so they've been pretty consistent here to take this match.
So even though the match is decided here already, there's still a lot at stake here for this second mixed doubles matchup. Obviously, net games and point differential is going to come down to the seeding for the playoffs.
And we saw in MLP Mesa, there were teams at 1 and 2 that ended up coming down to that point differential. So every, while they only played 3 games there, every point mattered. Here, every game is going to matter, and so they got to make sure that they come with the same intensity in this one for the Fives and for the Night Owls. I think for the Fives, if you have a chance to knock a team out to make sure that they don't advance, you want to take that opportunity.
So we're going to take a little bit of a break here while we wait for James Ignatowich to step out on the court and warm up. We'll be right back here. MLP by Margaritaville, Daytona Beach. All right, so we're all set here to get underway for our fourth and final game. Las Vegas Night Owls taking on the New Jersey Fives. New Jersey Fives up 3-0 going into this fourth and final game. Two very aggressive and explosive guys on the court here in Dekel for the Night Owls and James Ignatowich for the Fives. What are you looking for out of them?
Yeah, I actually don't think there's necessarily a tactical advantage here for either team. I think they're pretty even when it comes to it. This is going to all the way come down to the mental state. For the New Jersey Nine Owls, there's no reason why they should lose this game with what's at stake. They need to come out on fire. They need to play loose. They need to do everything possible. And for the 5's, obviously they're playing with house money. This match is over. I'd be interested to see how they come out. They should be able to try to make a statement here, knowing that their goal is championship.
Yeah, I think you're definitely right there. The 5's want to come out and carry some of that momentum going into the playoffs. And Vivienne David
wow.
with a matrix move. Well, I guess we know how James Ignatowich is going to come out. Just rocking it. Good hands there from Jansen. Weathering the storm from Dekel.
Yeah, I like the bounce from the 5's. You're absolutely right. They're coming out as if they're the hungrier team right now. It's early.
Oh, Vivienne David giving a little yell back there at James Ignatowich.
You think this game means something to them?
I think this game means something to everybody every time they step on the court for MLP. Good adjustment there from Jansen.
Yeah, unable to connect there for David, but good focus by Jansen on that net ball.
Good drive and good step over from Ignatowich. That drive creating the hole through the middle.
And we've got two male players that can get very big in the middle.
Oh, I don't know if Ignatowich stumbled a little bit there in the middle of it, but definitely not as powerful on that forehand as we were expecting.
It looked like it was high enough to do something with it, but yeah, not sure why he elected to go with a low-speed ball.
Yeah, Buzz got to stick with the drive on that one. He set up like he was going to drive, and then it's almost a decision change, and then it just rolls off the paddle.
Yeah, I think in this matchup, both men are going to need to drive down the line, see if they can create some opportunities, and then drop cross court.
Good return there from Jansen. David, that drop coming out a little flat, making it about halfway up the net. A reserve here. That's the Dekel bar that's needed. Taking control there in the middle and then closing.
Yeah, that's vintage Bar and David as they used to partner together not even a year ago on the APP tour.
Good good ball and good exchange. Sorry for my slip up of the tongue right there. Tough ball there for Ignatowich to pick up with the kind of side spin that Bar created, but then it almost threw David off when that ball came back.
Ignatowich yells out, "I want it," after a off-pace serve causes the miss from Bar.
Oh, and David, I think MLP brings out stuff in people that you don't typically see, right?
Yeah, we're seeing more chatter from her, and we mentioned the Night Owls have to win this game, so she's very passionate about this. Oh, the double lob by Barr. Maybe a little ill-advised on the second one. The first one worked out for them, able to get back to the kitchen line.
So the Fives holding on to a 3-point lead here, up 9-6. You got to get that ball about 12 feet high on that offensive lob to get over Dekel bar.
Yeah, I think when he jumped, the ball was eye level for him, and then he put the ball down. So Jansen maybe going to think twice about throwing that one up.
Yeah, good reach in and good spot from Ignatowich.
Yeah, it's recent for him to have that one-hand backhand there, as he normally uses the two, but awesome play.
A miss serve there from Jansen. Good drives there from Barr. So the Night Owls making this one a little bit closer, closing that 4-point deficit. Now down by 1. Oh, pretty ball.
What a ball by Barr. And he really set that up from the play before where he went down the line on the drive. So you can see Ignatowich fading towards his right, and then Barr goes just behind him with an off pace. Beautiful ball.
Oh, he had it.
Yeah, he picked the right one there. Just pushed it a little long. Didn't really need a bunch of pace on it. They were already beat there, but Fives off the hook on that one as they take a 1-point lead here in the changeover.
Yeah, identical to our first mixed doubles matchup, with it being so close. 1 point in it.
I mean, and look, what did we see last game? We saw that the Fives came out of the changeover, and they took their game to another level, and the Night Owls were not able to match that. I think for here, the Night Owls need to do that. They need to take their game to another level and really win this game because, again, for point standings, they're going to need everything they can get right now.
I think with the end change to at least what we were seeing yesterday, and we're seeing the wind start to pick up a little bit more now, the Fives are finishing on the more favorable side, right? Because now they can kind of come out and be that aggressive style because you're hitting into the wind and there's less risk of missing that ball deep. Difficult situation here for the Night Owls, especially when you've already been going into the wind, you're being aggressive, you're driving balls, and now you got to try to dial things back but still stay aggressive.
Yeah, I think a lot of their aggression may have to happen at the kitchen line as opposed to from the baseline. Yeah, right on cue.
I mean, that's a ball right there. Right? Barr just puts a paddle on it, and it sails a foot deep. A tough ball there for Ignatowich.
Yeah, he says no, no, no. There's no reason for that ball to have to be perfect when they've got great defense.
Okay, Dekel bar. Little tweener block, then a explosive backhand to end that one.
Yeah, just casually blocking a ball mid-rally between your legs and then finishing it off.
Yeah, lands right inside the baseline. Big drive there. I mean, think about the people at home watching Dekel bar right there, and he just throws the paddle down and blocks it back between his legs. How long they're going to take to try to attempt to get that one back.
The feel of the game is incredible from these players.
Uncharacteristic miss there from David into the net in the cross-court dink battle.
Yeah, and with Barr heating up, she's just got to make sure it gives him every opportunity to carry on that fire.
Just wide, but what an exchange. Barr so powerful with that short, compact backhand.
Pretty impressed with how Jansen handled that firefight.
And that's the wrong ball.
Yeah, a little high to Ignatowich backhand. That ball probably better served going somewhat cross-court to Leigh Jansen and then hoping to feed into Barr. But it's still a difficult choice either way.
Catching a little too much net cord there, so the back and forth battle continues. The Night Owls and the 5's just exchanging points. And now the Night Owls with a 2-point lead.
Good reach in by Ignatowich. Think he was trying to finish that ball and just needed to roll it and set it up for another put away.
So it's a few times. We saw Patriquin do it a couple of times. We're now seeing Ignatowich do it. They know that Barr is going to go for those only attempts, and they're keeping that ball low and tight to the net.
Yeah, and it looks like that is part of their game plan. They talked about it. Let's throw out a little bit of bait over there and have him jump for these earnings that aren't there.
Excellent spot there from David with the misdirect into the body of Ignatowich.
She's got some great offense on that right side when it comes to that misdirect, and that actually forces a timeout from the 5's.
So the 5's seeming to be a little flatter. They kind of lost some intensity with the end change, the opposite of what we saw from Waters and Patriquin after their end change. What do you think they have to do to try to regain some of that spark?
Well, look, it's tough when you know that you've already won this match. And I think for them, they've got to fight and dig deep and think about the bigger opportunity, the larger opportunity, which is the championship at hand, and find that other gear. To your point, you mentioned they came out on fire. They came out intense. Ignatowich was saying, I want this one. But through the life of this game, the Night Owls have been able to sustain that energy. And it seems as if the 5's have been somewhat deflated on their motive for every single rally, every single point in here. So I look for them to dial it back in. Like you mentioned, it's MLP. Every single game these players want to win. And that mental edge, that 1%, you can't give it up, or you could be finished.
So let's see if the 5's can make their adjustment here. Night Owls looking to continue their run. Oh, she got it back.
My gosh.
Oh.
What a gift from David right there. And then Ignatowich hits with the sidewinder just behind Barr. Interesting to note, Ignatowich took the hat off, so maybe he is trying to find that next gear.
Oh, got him off of the net cord. I thought he was going to speed up the ball before. That one probably not as good of a ball, but got a little lucky.
Yeah, Barr does a good job really waiting on that ball and then deciding late when he wants to speed it up.
Good spot there from Ignatowich. You can see how much the wind has picked up. I'm just watching our screen right now, and it looks like we're on an ocean because it's blowing the camera around and bouncing it. There's almost no wind, well, very little wind to speak of this morning when we started, but prediction is 25 to 30 mile an hour wind gusts. It's going to be difficult to play out here this afternoon.
Wow.
Nice job there from Ignatowich taking control of the kitchen.
The 5s have picked up their energy. They are back at a tie game. I love it.
Oh, don't look now, but the 5s starting to make a little bit of a run of their own.
Yeah, I'd almost like to see a timeout here from the Night Owls, if not for sure if they lose this rally.
Yeah, too good of an angle there from Bar.
Great initial defense by Ignatowich and Jansen, but too much Bar in the end.
So all square here at 19 regardless. Both teams are going to be frozen after this point. Oh, what hands by Vivienne David.
An absolute wall right here from David. Blocks the first one, blocks the second one, and Dekel comes in and says, I'll clean this up.
So game point here for Las Vegas Night Owls, trying to close this one out. And the Night Owls able to salvage a point out of this one. It's going to come down to the fate of the rest of the pool.
Impressive win by the Night Owls. I know, listen, this match was over. They lost 3-1, but that was a must-win game. And you need those games to propel you to the knockout stage in this tournament. The margins are so small. So great match overall. I think for the 5s, they came out and did what they needed to do. And this pool is a tough one. I mean, it's the pool of death is what I've heard it been called before, and many other names. It is challenging here in Group A.
I mean, all of these pools extremely tough here at MLP by Margaritaville, Daytona Beach. Well, that's it for me out here on Grandstand Court for today. I'll move over to Championship Court at 1 o'clock. But, Brandon, you're out here for a couple more. We've got the Seattle Pioneers and the Frisco Clean Cores out here next at 11 o'clock. Pioneers 1-1, Clean Cores 0-2. So Clean Cores trying to play spoiler in the next one. And we'll see how that one plays out. We'll take a break here and we'll be right back with more action in about 35 minutes or so. Brandon, pleasure being on the microphone with you. First time. Hopefully we'll do some more together as we progress throughout the season for MLP.
It's been awesome. Pleasure to be here. And best of luck to you later on in the day. I'm sure we both will have some great matchups.
That's a given for sure. Well, we're going to mute our mics and we'll be back here with more action at 11 o'clock from MLP by Margaritaville, Daytona Beach.